We are here with Honorable Jamiu Folorunsho Fashola on my Asiwaju story. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much. Good morning, sir. Will we meet you?
My name is Honorable Jamiu Folorunsho. I was born and brought up in Lagos Island, Lagos State, by a popular known Fashola family house for 23 being here. I had my first education primary school at the primary school. Then I further my secondary college in Lagos. I was opportunity to have my first diploma in Lagos State University in social work and administration. Then I further want to travel and study in Brazil. Then I had my law bachelor degree in Brazil.
Yeah, just can you tell me a little about yourself more again? Why
Yes.
you come to the political?
Yeah. Before I traveled, my dad, Alaji Fashola, used to have a political group. We named it the Great Shoots. Then our slogan then was, when we say the Great Shoots, we say go go. We used to have a meeting every Sunday at Ingadu High School in Jankara around the Dumagatis in Lagos
In
Island.
Lagos Island.
I was the secretary of the group. Then my dad was the party chairman. And I was opportunity to be the ward secretary in Lagos Island, Ward C3. So I happened to be the youngest ward secretary ever the party has ever provided. Because then, if I'm not mistaken, I was 18 or 17 years when I was the ward secretary. So then,
Go with your daddy?
yeah, then my dad was the party chairman, but with merit. I was the secretary with merit because
With your daddy?
no, not with my dad. My dad was the Lagos Island local government chairman.
Okay.
Yeah, the party chairman in Lagos Island. I was the ward secretary. So I happened to be the secretary because in our group meeting, whenever I wrote the minutes, when I write the minutes, sorry, I normally study it and read it out in Yoruba. For that, the old women, the old men in the world, they like me for that. Initially, I was the vice secretary, but for that reason, the secretary then was Brother Busari. So for that reason, he was going to school and all that. So they decided to let me be the secretary. So for that reason, I will write the minutes. I always read it out in Yoruba for everybody to understand. So I became the favorite of everyone then. And I remember then when Honorable Daring Braithwaite had a 50th birthday, they invited me expos. Well, that was my first time I went to an event at Civic Center here on the VI. So we were putting on white and blue. We, the expos, and I was opportunity to be part of that birthday party. So I even joke about it sometimes that happened to be my first buffet party that you serve yourself and you eat at your will the way you like. So it was a great experience before I travel out to further my education. Then I was opportunity to study law. I speak fluent Portuguese because in Brazil they only speak Portuguese, and I studied in Portuguese and speak fluent Portuguese as well. And after my graduation, I worked for years at we call it Tribunal de Justiça, which means Justice Tribune, their state Justice Tribune. So I worked there several years, but nevertheless, I always come around every year since 2014. I'm always in Nigeria. So when I worked with them for some period, so I thought it's right time I need to come back home to give something to my people. Because before then, Whenever I come around during all those years, I try as much as possible to extend some generosity to to my community at large. We have to during Ramadan or Christmas period, at least for years now, we had about 5 mosques that will provide food for people that are not opportune to feed themselves during Ramadan. We do it at least 50 people each to 5 months for 30 days. And during Christmas period as well, we try to give some idea of palliative to people, for everybody. When you spend the whole year, and when we were young, we know how much we cherish Christmas period. Those are the moments, even some family, that is the only period they will have the opportunity to eat live chicken. And I grew up in Lagos and I have much idea of what it takes. At times, things are very, very tough, not on the island alone, but notwithstanding, you just know that festive period is important. You need to eat something you love to eat. You just need to eat what you saw. You just need to eat something nice. So, and this ideology was the reason why I thought is a good idea when people are able to eat something they want to eat. So since then we try to share some few kgs of rice and live chicken to people around the community. I have been doing that ever before we had the ambition to run for Lagos and local government chairman.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Now we are going straight to the question, sir. Okay, I just want you to enlighten Nigeria. Where is Ashwaju? How do you go to know Ashwaju? What impact has Ashwaju made in Nigeria?
Well, to say who is Asiwaju is a long definition in positive way. Asiwaju is a phenomenon to me. He's an idol. He's a father. He's a grandfather. He's everything positive you could imagine in the whole universe. He's a helper. He's a he's a man of honor, a man of integrity, man of dignity, and a man of his words. That is why as well he cherished loyalty a whole lot, because he has always been loyal to those who surround him. So actually to me, I normally joke that actually needs to be studying in a university. And when you want to study something, at minimum you have 4 years of graduation. So to me, for that reason, it doesn't have any definition, but someone you just need to look at and say, God, we have been opportune to have we are lucky to have such a genius man. And I do say in every aspect that is a kind-hearted person. That whatever you might have been in life, your intention as a human being come first, and that he has it a whole lot. Is a man that I would say when someone is not selfish, when you are not self-centered, when you just only think about yourself. He thinks
He's a
about
builder.
Yes, he thinks about people that surround him before he thinks about himself. Because he understands when those that are with him are fine, definitely he is safe as well. And he's a great philosopher. He's a great philosopher, a great man that I cherish a whole lot. That's what I would say. But the definition is difficult. Because someone like Ashwaju is difficult. Yes, that's the reality.
So, how will you describe Ashwaju? What motivates you to be part of Ashwaju thing? What did you say about what is the character that makes you to say now you want to be in politics?
Oh, the character. My dad has always been a politician. He's one of the apex leader in Lagos Island. Asiwaju Fashola is part of the senatorial leaders as well. And ever since, I've always moved around with him. during some meetings and all that. And ever since then, I've been so interested in being a politician because we always I'm always with him in some meetings, and I do understand that he's a man of honor. He's he always tells me then 99.9 loyalty is not loyalty. Whatever you're doing, you have to be either 100% or more. And there's another thing he do says to me that if you can permit me to say that in Yoruba, that èèyàn tí wọ́n kọ́ lẹ́yìn tó bá jẹ́ méjì ó gé ẹran dáadáa. So that shows how much he shares loyalty. And I've learned a lot from that because I've known him all his life as a politician. And another thing I cherish about him is whenever anybody wants to talk about him, they will tell you, Alhaji Ojo ní gbowó lọ́wọ́ ibi tó bá ti ń lọ ló ń lọ.
That's your dad.
Yes, they will tell you they know him for that fact that Alhaji ò ní gbowó lọ́wọ́ ibi tó bá ti ń lọ ló ń lọ. So that motivated me a whole lot because I see that thing of when you're being sincere, when you're being good, good things will always come your way as well. And either good or bad, your sincerity, people will know it for who you are, and they will always applaud that and appreciate that a whole lot about you. And there's something that everything is not everything is about money. Just know you can do something you'll be able to defend in the future. And this is the reason why I myself, I gave it a deep thought that no, we are from Lagos Island. We have people that are looking up to us, and we know each other very, very well. We say, Lagos is small. The way, not that Lagos is small, but the fact that we know each other, we know our needs, we know what we listen to ourselves, we know our problems, and we know we belong to the grassroots. So this is the reason why I thought if willingly it's my little and ends fund, I can be able to give back to the community. Obviously, if I am opportunity to be in a position where I can do more, I will gladly do so to bring smile to the face of my people. Because I believe I know what they need. And I do listen. I do listen. We know each other. They know they can knock at my family house door is 5-story building at Onola. They know if at all something is wrong, they can call his father. They know who my uncles to talk to, my close allies that are my other big brothers to talk to, like Alhaji Mustafa Segu, for example, and here other brothers around the community as well that they can reach that. And God willing, it won't even get to that extent to be able to do the right thing.
Yeah.
With the help of God.
Yeah. I just want you to enlighten us a little bit. When Asiwaju was fighting for the struggle of Nadeko and all these affinity, I know even if you don't, your daddy would have told you a little about the Nadeko. Can you just, the struggle comes from the Nadeko. Can you tell us a little bit of your knowledge, what you know about the Nadeko when Asiwaju was doing the struggling?
Yes, let me about my little knowledge about it. I've heard about the story truly, but what I would say I've heard about it is during that struggle, Asiwaju travel out to seek asylum for his safety. And what I heard about the story that even Billy Momodu said it, I read it that during that period, Asiwaju has been the only one catering for everybody in the apartment in London, including Daily Momodu himself, that even money for them to fed to do one or two things. Ashwaju has been the only person that is practically financing everyone around him. and that has that has shown the kind of person he is. Because another person might be in a situation would rather think of himself first before others, or let me say, we think of his well-being, because we are all in, we are all in this, we are struggling together. Then don't bring up your own body on me. But he did not choose to do that. He brought everybody together and tried to make sure that everyone's well-being, everyone around him, they are fine, including himself. So I think that enough shows how kind-hearted he is as a human being. Because we, as at then, with what I heard again, that even when they were coming back to Nigeria, they actually invited him to come back, knowing that they will be fine, they will be safe. And I think out of his generosity, and that's what I said, at times when you do good, you practically won't know you're doing the good
Yes.
to yourself, and it will definitely bounce back to you in a positive way. I think all his gesture, all what he has done for the group, it amazed them. Like, seriously, the that of then, I can't remember how old he was then, but the personality, the capacity of a potential leader they saw in him then, and I believe this prompted the reason why the Babas gave it a deep thought that let's give him the opportunity to,
Babo Lucy and Co.
yeah,
Date, Alaji Dao, Daudu.
I like it, Dosumo as well, Baba Dosumo as well. So that, but let's give him the opportunity and do
But some
better.
of their training very bad fights.
Yes, they backbite because, if I'm not mistaken, they had their own candidates already.
Which is
Uh, Funshaw Williams, exactly. They had their own candidate already, which they have been nursing. So, and some of them just felt you can't just, it is just like what we are going through right now.
Mm.
For example, some of them thought you can't just bring him like that. But you can't erase his trajectory through work for the party. You can't erase what he has done. When he has gone and come back, that doesn't mean he hasn't participated in anything. That is why at times now, when I go out to talk to people, I try to talk to them that fine, some people might be in the system now, even older than me. But I can tell you when I was the party secretary, some of you have not even started doing politics. It's not being proud. It's not being oh kind of, it's not ego or anything. But it's the reality. It's the reality that when I was the party secretary, some of you are not in the system. You don't even do politics then. So you can say because I travel to further my education, you just say Olomwani. It's not done. It's not done. We have participated in so many things politically. I normally participate in the ESCO meetings and all that. I go with my dad to some uh, leaders meeting. First I was his PA then as well. So we had much experience about so many things. So you can't just say it's not done. Like you say, all of one, they just want to, he doesn't stay in Nigeria, they don't want to bring him to impose him on us. I think that was what Asiwaju to went through then, that they decided to ignore his past before Nadeko issue and try to say Funshaw Williams has been on ground and so he should be he just came from London and he wants him to be the governor and all that. Because he was once a senator, he has done a whole lot. There was this picture.
Even despite the mother,
Elijah
Abibatu Mogaji
yes,
has done well for Nigeria.
exactly.
I think they still have to use it to compensate. Because I was told that Elijah lives in Lagos.
Yes,
Lagos Island. Then
exactly,
you understand?
exactly.
So
That is just it. Just like in all honesty, there are some leaders that would said it to my dad that no, you've done a whole lot. Even if they gave this thought to you to give it to your son, it's not too much. But you don't even choose to do so. You ask him to go through the normal process, just like other aspirants.
We do that in Nigeria. You know, Nigeria is 36 states. It's not
Yes,
just for one.
that is exactly where the problem is now. Because Asiwaju is a visionary leader, and Asiwaju is selfless. You know, I always say I pray for Asiwaju every day for to and I pray more for people that works with him for God's wisdom to get into them to let him execute his ideas. Nigeria is a very large country and
That has no patience.
has no patience. And 36 states is a whole lot. It's not even about the number, the sizes of everything that surrounds us. And I'm telling you, in as much as he wants to do some things, there are some people that are benefiting from this odd situation. Imagine if Dangote can bend to the cartel of petroleum. So what are we talking about? The solution is there. It's glaring. But can you imagine, for example, just to make an example, imagine how someone can be so selfish and the person said it that I wish this COVID did not go because he was benefiting from COVID this, COVID that. They do tests, they do this. They were seeing money. And he said it. I wish that period of COVID did not even go away. Are you serious? Thousands of people were dead. Hundreds of thousands of people were dead. Have you imagined if any of your family is part of this statistic? What will you say you wish COVID still continue like that? All in the name of you are benefiting every 24 hours, you know how much you see because of COVID every day. So it is just that Ashwaju has good intention for Nigerians. Just like the first lady said, they are wealthy, they are rich. So what money are they looking for in presidency? They just want to do the right thing, move Nigeria forward. And I'm sure Ashwaju has no other intention than that. Ashwaju just want to move Nigeria forward and shaping our country. But the problem is, I pray all these people let him execute his ideology.
Which is doing now.
Yeah, he's doing already. He's doing it already. I just pray he was able, because I will never in any moment doubt Ashwaju's capacity.
So you believe in his administration that he will do better?
Definitely, 100%. Definitely. I've never had any doubt towards that.
So you no regret that he's the president of Nigeria coming from the other side?
Never.
You still have the belief that Nigeria is going to be great?
Inshallah. Nigeria is going to be great. That is why I said Ashwaju is not the problem. It's, unfortunately, I always say Nigerians, we are generous, we are nice, we are this. But our level of selfishness is alarming. We are selfish. We are selfish. That is just the problem. It is another thing, you wouldn't, it is another thing when the president actually go and execute this. We were talking about the youth corps salary recently, and someone told me, what you have done is, or what these people that are going to allocate this money, how will they get to this student?
As the student loan?
No, I mean the Alawi, the new Alawi.
The new Alawi.
Yeah, for the student, for the youth service. And I was wondering, and someone was like, they might have even allocated the first one, but someone they won't release it. But from the perspective of the presidency, he has signed it. He has done his part. He has done his part as the president, just like the student loan as well. He has done his part. But please, how many steps right now?
Then I just want to ask one question. Fine, we have signed it. But why can't we have some monitoring? Then they'll give back, they'll give him back the feedback that this is what is really happening. The way he do when he was the governor of Lagos State,
Yes,
he goes round
definitely.
and he meets by the ESCO and go rounds by himself. As a president, he can still do not every day, but
Yeah.
at least once, just to know what is the right things they are doing. Don't you think he can do that?
Yeah, as a president, I think that's why he holds his ministers responsible. That
But you
is like
said now that, some people may have the things somebody will not want to eat. You understand? But as a president, maybe you just wake up one day, set an example. I think in Europe, we saw most of these presidents go around just surprise the students. How many students have taken loan? You understand?
yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
so maybe such a thing will be coming out to grip those people that are supposed to do what they asked to do.
As you said, it's a good idea. It's a good idea, but we know the kind of country we are
Because the
running.
president makes
We
different
know
ideas.
we know the kind of country we are running. You know, there's no way the president will come around, even this estate, the DSS, the SS would be on the ground for security checkup and everything like that. It's in terms of protocol, it warrant a whole lot of things. I remember when during the victory for prayer, when the moment they know Asiwaju will be coming to the mosque,
Everybody wants to come and pray.
since a week to there will be meeting of security check, this and that. So the presidency is a very large, in terms of security and protocol, is a very large thing that it follows the due process for the safety of the presidency. So that is just the number one case. And to me, I think if I'm not mistaken, the Minister of Education is part of the minister they replace it now.
Yeah.
To shows Ashwaji knows what he's doing. The Minister of Education is part of the minister they replace. Because, for example, that student load enough as is supposed to be something that should be going now already of the youth. It's supposed to be something that should be talk of the town, not just through the media or just for us to know the president has approved it and that was it. We should be able to move around the streets and yes, students talk about it, that they have benefited from it. That shouldn't be the responsibility of the president. Because what the president needs to do, he has done it to approve it, to give it to the people that need it. Let students benefit from it.
Don't you think the president still needs a lot of adjustment? Like now, information. We can create so many things for information
Yes.
to be well known to the country.
Yeah.
You understand? Don't you think the president needs to work on that information?
Hey,
Because I think the right people are not in the information.
God bless you. I like what you just said. Seriously, I've always said it. This is not the first time. I've always said it. If I'm opportune to talk to you one day, that's one thing. I always have information. Is the key. If the radio station, we still have people that listen to radio.
Yeah.
Majorly, like my dad listening to radio. Oh Lord, I came up with this idea during the subsidy, and what I noticed was everybody was talking about subsidy, but majority people don't even understand. So that was the period I said the federal government need to work on how to pass of things. About the subsidy, for example, some people they just
The removal of subsidy, is it okay by you?
it is okay by me. Very, very okay. Because unfortunately our economy
So you support Asiwaju removing the
at
subsidy?
100%. Because as at now, Nigeria sells the cheapest petrol still in the world. Go out there, you sell
Are
how
you
you sell.
sure?
Very sure. Nigeria is one of the countries, it's not number one, but it's one of the countries that sells the cheapest petrol per liter.
At the rate of 1,000.
Yes, you can go. I stayed abroad. I go to places, even in South Africa, check how much they sell per liter. Even in other African countries.
Can you enlighten the youth about the subsidy?
Yeah, the subsidy is, when they say subsidy is when you try to subsidize something all in the name of, okay, you're getting it cheaper, but at the moment you're getting it cheaper, there are people, governments have to pay for what you're getting cheaper. It is as simple as that. Because I bought okay, I bought this phone for 1,000 naira, knowing the actual value of this phone at the market is 5,000. But that remaining, I bought it, they sell it for 1,000. The remaining 4,000 is going to the government cost to pay for it. Why government is paying for it, not knowing this phone is not even up to 5,000. But there are some people benefiting from it that the government has to be paying them. Maybe originally the phone is 2,000, they call it 5,000. I've paid 1,000. The government, at least the government has to help me. They add 1,000 more to make it 2,000. So imagine that people that are benefiting more than 50% of what they subsidize. And another craziest thing, the moment Asiwaju stop the subsidy, that they stop them from taking our petrol out of the country, look at how we are cool in Nigeria, but our neighboring country are going to terrible queue of petroleum production. Why? Because practically they survive with the petrol that are supposed to, with our oil. If we put on Uganda, every other place, they went through serious situation. So I think is a no doubt is a very good idea. I just pray things get to normalize and the price will come down with time. This is what somebody said. Unfortunately, things have gone beyond
What we expect.
what we expect. And it is not easy. Reform is not easy. And unfortunately, Nigerians, and that is why that's where the information comes from. We need to educate our people about some certain things. I do say, even not everyone will understand. But when the moment you have majority on your side, then we are fine. That majority will be the one to convince the rest of the minority. Yeah, now take it easy. It's not like that. These are good. These are just with time you see the difference. That the government needs to pay more attention in educating our people. That is just what I felt about it. Because information is key, and there are people out there that they don't have idea of this thing. But the alarming noise around on social media, for example, majorly, then the mamas in the market, the babas in the market too, even for the fact they did not even know what subsidy means. What's your subsidy? What's what you want? What's your power? So they need to educate them.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable. I just for the last one, I just want you to give a message to the youth for what is happening in Nigeria, to the patient, to give a message for the youth of Nigeria and the youth population.
Thank you very much. My message to my fellow youths, brothers and sisters, is I just want to plead to us, or to implore us, please be patient, Asiwaju. Not easy. The typical example I do make is, God forbid, as this house is right now. So if you are financially buoyant enough, you can bring it down in 2 days. If you want them to bring it down in 2 days, they know the tools to use to bring it down in 2 days. But if you want to rebuild it, if you have the whole money on earth, you can't rebuild this in 2 days. You can't rebuild it in 2 weeks. So that is just a great example. It's always very easy for destruction, but to rebuild is always very difficult. And that is where the patience comes in. I want to plead to my fellow youths, brothers and sisters, please be patient with Asiwaju. Asiwaju is a great man, a man with a golden heart. He loved this country, and he is ready to give it all for this country. He knows the pain of his people. He knows where our shoes are being pained. He knows how what is happening. He hears us. He sees us. And I know at the end of this administration, we will have every cause to say, yes, a man ruled this country. And we'll have every cause to celebrate him. And we'll have every cause to be proud that we are Nigerians. And God bless Nigeria. And God bless every one of us.
Thank you very much, sir. God bless you.
Thank you.